Hello everyone, and welcome to another video here on the Second Day in Extra channel and on the podcast if you're listening. Today it's one of our first transfer rumors of the season, and as always I'm joined by Mr. Krug himself, Ewan Wilson. And I mean, Ewan, what's the story?
Well, the story has come out as our first transfer rumor of the year. Emphasis on rumor. The German publication Kicker released an article yesterday talking about a potential link between Wout van Aert and Remco Evenepoel to Bora Hansgrohe in 2025. This is based off of, the first Let's Tackle Evenepoel, the first of these two riders to be mentioned in it. Evenepoel was mentioned upon links between Bora Hansgrohe, potentially soon Redbull Bora, and Specialized, as well as Remco Evenepoel's connection to Specialized that he currently has over at Soudal Quickstep. Evenepoel's his contract has been quite up in the air already over the past couple months, especially with the rumoured merger between Soudal and Visma. That threw some things up and some avenues that seemed to definitely sort of spice up the relationship between Evenepoel and Lefevre. And apparently back in 2021, Bora Hansgrohe were interested in Remco Evenepoel back then when they were facing financial difficulties and they weren't sure whether Evenepoel would be, whether the team could afford to keep Evenepoel on for the years to come. That eventually came to nothing. Then we have Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert linked almost purely based on the fact that he has the Red Bull deal. That's it, really. Very unsubstantiated. Of course, well, I just say of course, you might not know. Wout van Aert has a deal with Red Bull where he wears the Red Bull helmet. Also promotes the drink as well. We see plenty of stuff with him with the drink. And that is really it. Both riders have contracts next year already secured. They are both contracted until 2026 at least. So the article suggesting this could happen by 2025 is a little bit farcical. The only thing that this article does sort of allude to, which, I mean, I guess we knew beforehand, is the fact that the Red Bull involvement, once this deal goes through and gets approved by Austrian law, the next steps of that deal will be confirmed by the Tour de France, which is somewhat what we expected, especially for cycling teams. A lot of them take a new sort of sponsor turn, kit changes and so forth. That happens on the eve of the Tour de France, particularly as the world tunes in to the Tour de France. Most viewers are tuning into cycling purely for those 3 weeks in July. So why not for Red Bull to make a big announcement then? But for Van Aert and Evenepoel, that's the story. I'll be honest, Scott, I'm incredibly skeptical about the legitimacy and reliability of these rumors.
Yeah, I saw that they were hinting that Red Bull could break the contracts of the two riders given the annual turnover, but I mean, doesn't mean that they're going to do it. Yeah, in a hypothetical world where this does happen, as a Bora Hansgrohe fan this year, it seems like you choose a team every year, and this year it's Bora Hansgrohe. I mean, it's not exactly a bad set of riders to join the team. Obviously, Roglic would maybe still be there, but maybe not at the full force that he's been in the last few years. So Remco Evenepoel could be a good replacement.
Yeah, hypothetically in 2 years' time, if this were to happen, yes. Because Roglic isn't getting younger, he'll be 35 or so by then. No rider in the post-war era has won a Tour de France as old as that. Evenepoel will be reaching 25, 26. That'll be a great time for him to really reach out for Tour de France glory once he reaches what should be his sort of physical peak of 26, 27 for Grand Tour success. So that would make a lot of sense. Roglic out the door, potentially, and Evenepoel in to be their new GC leader. But then also Soudal Quickstep have invested a lot. I know that team has a huge sort of financial question mark around it. We saw with the Visma mergers, we've seen year on year with that squad, despite being some of the most successful teams, despite being one of the most successful teams in the Pro Peloton, they do struggle to secure finance. But despite that, Patrick Lefevre has been building a team that is based around Remco Evenepoel. Mikael Landa even this week gave press conferences about how he really wants to support Remco Evenepoel on the Grand Tours, and he's highly motivated to do so. So I'm quite favourable towards sort of Evenepoel staying at Soudal. I think it gives that team some quite good direction. It's a little bit different to what they've done before. But for Bora, I know they've been very hungry for this direction over the past couple of years. In order to have a real legitimate Tour de France contender, they got that with Roglic. Now, how much longer could they have that? There are other legitimate contenders that could be on the table in 2 years' time as well, looking towards these younger guys that are pulling through, like a Van Ayuso. They re-signed Kian out the books. Or maybe like an easy.
Don't start that again. Don't start that again.
You know, like there are plenty of like other people who could emerge as legitimate contenders for the Tour de France in 2 years' time. Let alone Pogacar and Vingegaard, who have their contracts up for renewal in 2027 or so.
Wout in 2 years' time. We don't know if Wout is going to be on the same kind of level that he is now. How old is he? Almost 30?
Yeah, it'll be a critical contract for Wout in 2 years' time. But he's going to be in high demand. So it's not going to be hard for him to negotiate anything because he has a good palmarès, a good track record behind him, and the social media followers and the name to back him. And that's what these teams care about at the end of the day, especially Visma Lease a Bike. And I think Visma Lease a Bike will probably keep him on board. He's been a key part of that team. And he actually broke a contract in 2018 to even join the team, had to pay severance to Nick Nurns in order to join Visma Lease a Bike in 2019. And I will assume that he will stay with that team for the foreseeable future. This Red Bull deal might make things interesting, given that they will be a name sponsor potentially of the team. We don't know that yet for certain, but it's looking like that could be the way forward. That might mean that he doesn't wear the Red Bull helmet anymore, doesn't have business ties with them, but I'm sure someone else could be able to scoop him up. Is that sponsorship deal bigger than the team contract? Probably not.
I mean, you would have thought Tom Pidcock would have been linked as well in the article if they're going to bring the whole Red Bull athlete up, but maybe not.
Yeah, that does seem to be the link here, and then the specialized link as well for Evenepoel. It is really, really thin-scented. It's not very substantiated. And I'll be honest, I've not heard of Kicker before. I have not seen them linked with big sort of...
You're just transfer green shade on them now.
No, but like if this were like a sort of, you know, like Ciro Gosconimili over at Gazzetta dello Sport, one of the journalists over at Villaflits, I think I would be taking this a little bit more seriously, but I'm not. We are so early into 2024 where the issues of contract and so forth, they're not really even being mentioned about at this time of year. Wait until the GDOP, that's when we're going to start getting real rumors.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Remco, doesn't he seem fine now? Like, there was a bit of turbulence.
That was because the Soudal-Visma alleged merger, and I think that sort of added sort of speculation, but that added speculation to a lot of riders in the peloton, not just Evenepoel. But who's going to be writing about the contract of, no offense, Fausto Masnada instead of Remco Evenepoel? You know, that's why Evenepoel was making all these headlines with that link to other teams, including Ineos and so forth, and Lidl Trek. But for me, I'm very sort of skeptical of this one. It'd be cool, or definitely wanted to be a super team. They might have the money to become they're definitely already there.
Yeah,
they want to be like a top, one of the top three. They want to move Ineos out, and they want to be at an equal level, or maybe higher than both Visma Lease a Bike and UAE.
I mean, they don't really have a great classics team, so that is kind of where Wout would slot in. Remco as well, obviously, Liège, Bastogne-Liège. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense on paper, but do you think Remco Evenepoel is better equipped to win the Giro or the Tour de France at Soudal or at Bora in 2 years' time?
Bora, 100%. Although I said that the Soudal have been building a team up for him, I think Bora's current capabilities are superior.
Who's their lander? Actually, Vlasov.
Vlasov, Hindley, Daniel Martinez.
Yeah.
Even like Matteo Sobrero, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to be bringing to the table. I'm sorry, but James Knox, Fausto Masnada, Ilan van Wilder, not quite the same. Oh, and Mika Landa. It's not quite the same as those guys I mentioned at Bora. Bora will come into this year's Tour de France as one of the top three teams. I don't think Soudal will.
Well, you left that on a high note. That's basically it for this video about this Remco Wout van Aert move. They've never been on the same team other than the national, so make sure to let us know down below what you think of this rumor. Is it complete BS or is there a hint of truth in it? But as always...
Sorry, you mentioned the national team there. Whoa.
Right.
The point in itself. All the drama of the 2021 World Championships. We had to apologize to each other.
Yeah.
So are we really legitimately saying these two are going to come together and hold hands in this new team?
So now you just sabotage the outro. Okay, fine.
Sorry, dude. Go for it.
Yeah, but yeah, with that, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.